Philly, it's hot. It can't get any hotter.
Red hot.
It's still It's still. Are we gonna call it something different in November?
Home run derby, maybe.
Is it gonna be like
just,
like the? Is it still gonna be red November, red October? Like what are we doing?
It's just you're gonna be seeing red. They're unconscious. Man.
Yeah,
like it's nuts.
And thank God the 2 home games this week were exciting because that 8:00 start, man. That's killing me.
It's brutal.
Kills me with the NFL, and then the NHL starts around 7. If it's hockey night, it'll be 8. But like 8 a.m. Or 8 a.m. 8 p.m. What are we doing here? But then yesterday was 5 p.m.
Yeah,
so it kind of evens out. But that's too early.
It's nuts too. And Jansen, Luke Arcani, and Brace have been doing post game shows on the Gambler. Dude, it's like midnight. Yeah. Like, and there was an issue, and he texted me. I was dead asleep. Like, I was like, I felt terrible after it. I'm like, yo, man, I never miss. Like, there's tons of times you call boss man, and he just gives you that thumbs up or doesn't answer. I've never missed a thing where they needed help on a stream, and I woke up at 7 a.m. the next day. I was like, I was out by the 6th inning.
Consulting hours are 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Anything after that, forget it.
And it happened game 2. It was like 6-0. And like I was just like, all right, it's time to take a nice little power nap. Hence the name Powers.
There we go.
Yeah.
I like it. I was thinking
my new segment. I just snore on the mic. See if people
coming up next is Nap Time or Power Nap with Mike Powers.
And brought to you by a mattress company. That'd be great.
Ooh,
like it's just me.
There
sleeping.
We go, man. We got the rundown. We need some like running shoes. We need a mattress company for nap time, power nap, whatever we want to keep messing it up.
Love it.
Yeah, man. It's insane the way they're playing. What's even more insane is if you wanted to catch the game in Arizona yesterday, you could have got in the door for less than $20.
$11.
How does that happen, Mike?
Yo, that's what happens when you're dealing with I don't know, a team in Arizona.
Yeah, but at that time
it's a huge ballpark.
But at that time they were only down 2-0 or they were 0-2. You know what I mean? Like there was a clip that was circulated around social media of talking about the Houston Astros, being down 3. Jeter saying, we were up 3. I don't want to jinx anything, and we ended up losing a series.
Yeah,
and of course, Big Papi was like,
"You how'd that happen?" Yeah,
jerk. But still, I mean, like you got to have some faith. But less than $20. I don't remember a regular season game. I mean, I'm sure there's some day games in the summer you can get in the stadium for less than $20. But
yeah, but even that, like in this market, not really.
A playoff game,
that's
come on,
nuts,
man.
man.
You might as well just give them away.
Yeah.
What are you charging for? Just let people come in.
If like let's say like August 15th, you got into a game for $11, you're bragging. You know how much I'll pay for these seats? $11.
Dude.
Like and that's a midsummer classic right there.
Pay more for the beer than the seats you're sitting in.
No joke, man.
It's interesting, Philly.
I haven't been to Arizona, but I've like followed enough of these fandoms, like from the Philly side and Met side, to know it's a party. Like they have that pool area. It's great. And you would think like the weather has to be a little bit cooler than it was in the summer. So it's bizarre to me that it's only $11. I don't care if the Mets, I would go to the last game of the year, even if they're going to lose it. I'm going to go.
I've always wanted that job where I could just follow the team around. Like there's a few people I follow on the socials, like even for the Dolphins, that they're just like, we're going to the away game. Like it's almost every away game they travel and they go, and it's like
the Green Legion does it.
Like, but that's almost their job to do it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Fair. I'm talking about the people that are like, team's out of town. We're going. Sorry, work. Sorry, kids and wife. Sorry, responsibility. We're getting ready to go.
It's cool because like you could definitely like I know we talked about it last week with that guy interviewing the Eagles player in the away side. Yeah. But as a fan, you randomly get to have a different experience, right? Yeah. So like I've talked to Pete Alonso in Baltimore. I've talked to in Boston. You get more engagement from the away team because there's less fans. But also they're in a different element. So they're not used to just being like, oh, I have to talk to this guy and that guy. Like, it's more relaxed for sure.
Nice. Let's so obviously Philly's playing great ball. The Eagles, on the other hand, I know it's been the beginning of the week was a little depressing. Thank God for the late starts and the Phillies just kind of distracting from the atrocity that was the Philadelphia Eagles. And the Eagles have a tough schedule. They still have to see Dallas twice. Yeah. They see Washington again, which gave them a run for their money last time. They see the Dolphins this Sunday night, Dolphins in Philly. It's going to be a tough match for the Dolphins, but hear me out.
Yeah.
This is a preview of the Super Bowl here. I firmly believe
fair.
that this is a preview of what we're going to get for the Super Bowl. And I'm not just saying that because I'm a Dolphins fan and we're on Philly radio.
Right.
Here. I'm just saying that there's a strong possibility. I mean, other than the Bills, who do the Dolphins have to worry about in the AFC? Kansas City's not playing great ball.
No, you're right.
And they're the Chargers. Maybe if they go on a run, I could even see the Jags getting a little spark. But with the way everybody else is playing, come on.
No, like when you tune into a Dolphins game, it's like, all right, they're legit. You know, like I don't see many holes. I agree with you. I mean,
they're just putting up points.
Yeah.
I'm for anybody that's been following the show, I'm a pessimist. I'm not even a Tua fan.
No.
But McDaniel's offensive scheme right now is working. He's getting so much coverage just from the media alone. First of all, he's hysterical.
Yeah.
I mean, you and I have shared the clips. Yeah. He's just the fact that he's an actual coach. He just looks like,
bro, it's like somebody's punking us. They're just like, they're in his ear telling him what to say. He's so clutch, man. And it's so calm and cool. And like, they're obviously when you act like that, because like I pride myself on managing that way too, in a fun filled way. But when you start losing, you're the first guy on the chopping block.
Oh yeah.
When you manage that way, but it's the right way to manage. He definitely makes it fun to be a Dolphins fan, makes it like he's taking all that pressure off his team. And it's very impressive.
He really is. Like the locker room loves him. Until I was gonna say. But even if Tua stays healthy, knock on wood. I mean, there might be some big things to come.
Don't knock on Tua though. Like,
no, God, no. He's so fragile. Although I read, I don't know if you saw this too. In the off season, he took like jiu-jitsu classes to learn how to properly fall.
That's cool.
They showed a clip of it this past weekend, like when he got, like, I don't want to say tackled because, or like it wasn't a sack because he basically released the ball and the play went on. But I guess someone pushed him, and instead of him falling back and slamming his head against the turf or the field like he normally does, he almost like does like a barrel roll.
Okay.
It looks very dramatic.
Yeah,
but it works.
He's protecting his head.
But I guess
also like then maybe that's something that somebody should have thought about teaching him earlier in life. Like I'm not trying to be a jerk, like, but yeah, that kind of makes sense. Like tuck and roll, like you always hear that, right? So he learned how to fall. That's great. Like imagine like you have all the tools in life. You're an amazing quarterback, but you suck at falling.
You're a professional athlete. Let's teach you how to fall now.
Yeah,
you've earned it. Well, that's like, I mean, you get these baseball players that teach these NFL quarterbacks how to slide all the time.
Oh, fair.
Like it's just that happens to teach a quarterback how to properly slide. They bring MLB guys in all the time.
Yeah.
I'm just taking the lines right now. I mean, you got to think I made a little bit of money off kind of a crazy parlay this weekend, but
look at you.
The Eagles are still favored by 2.5. It makes sense. They're home. So that really means the Dolphins are favored by 1/2. But I don't know. I got to wait till game time gets closer. The over is 51.5. This is going to be a shootout of a game. I firmly believe that.
I'm excited for the Dolphins situation. The Eagles are going to like overcorrect a lot of stuff too. So you could clearly like sneak away a win regardless. What I'm not excited for are the Jets. Like the Jets are like, great, now we're going to lose to the Giants and get smacked back to reality. And that's a very big possibility, so both of those scenarios are kind of funny to me because you have a team now that thought they were on top of the world. The fan base knew, the Eagles fan base knew that they had a lot of work to do, but losing that game and also like shout outs to Irvin Fryer from Green Legion and always carrying the Fox Sports The Gambler flag. He was on record that day at Hard Rock saying, that Zach Wilson was the worst quarterback in the NFL. And he probably still stands by those words, but I feel like Wilson heard it. And I don't know, man, that 2-point conversion when he comes out of the pocket was, impressive. The way he threw that dart right to Cobb, also like, I get it. Like the approach is to let them score because you have to get the ball back with X amount of time and run down the field.
Right.
But the Jets defense is immaculate. Yeah. They're better. You could have argued the fact that the Jets could have fumbled the ball trying to run it in more so than the Jets defense allowing you to score in a time pressured manner. So I wouldn't have let them score. I get it. They still could have kicked the field goal. They could have done this. I don't know. I would have let a couple plays bleed before I went into just letting them score on the first down.
Yeah, a part of me, I mean, Wilson played well. Mm-hmm. There's no doubt about that. The win shows it. The Jets defense has been showing up. I mean, I hate these, and Carl sent it in the group chat, and I hate these, like, look what Carl. The Jets have done to these top quarterbacks. Like, come on.
It's the Bills and in an emotional 9-11 game,
right?
Aaron Rodgers and now the Eagles
and Patrick Mahomes
and Mahomes. Yeah, so they have a great kill ratio. They have a great kill.
No, not Aaron. It's Jalen Hurts, Mahomes,
yeah.
Josh Allen. Was there a fourth? Was there somebody else too?
No, they're 3-2 right now.
That's what. Okay,
yeah.
So it's I do think though. I mean, say what you want about him, but. Robert Saleh is a good coach.
Yeah,
he is. And I honestly think the situation would have looked a lot different if Aaron Rodgers stayed healthy. I think don't sleep on the coach. Just like everybody gives Andy Reid credit, you got to start giving this man some credit. Yeah, his players are playing their you-know-what's off, but I think Sirianni was out-coached here. I think the night wasn't going for him, and it was time to get creative and draw something up, man. And he stuck with the same playbook, and it's like you gotta do something different. You can't overcome. The Dolphins were down 14-0 against Carolina.
Yeah,
and no one panicked, no one was worried, and they ended up winning, covering by like 20, a little less than 20 points. I'm not saying the two teams are exactly the same. I'm just saying that's all coaching right there. Mm-hmm. You know, when you're down and you start to get rattled, it comes down to who's going to be a leader and who's coaching. But
look, I'm not bashing the Eagles or the Eagles fans or anything like that. I had a parlay that did not hit, and it was Vikings, Bengals, and Eagles. And if you told me, like, they offered me a cash out point, like, and it was like at least, I want to say 70% of my winnings. And I said, no way. The Eagles are going to win. Let it ride. I'll get all
Jets.
of it. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So I was on the whole, like, I'm not trying to say like, oh, I knew the Jets were going to win or anything. Nobody knew the Jets were going to win. I think it's impressive. I saw all the hoopla with Aaron Rodgers now throwing a football and stuff like that. That's cool. And that gives hope. But what I was more impressed is that he had the headset on for a long time in this game. And I think, you see Tony Romo do it from the press box, from the announcers box. And it's just like, I bet you he was in Zach's ear.
Why wouldn't you? And this is, I don't understand why week 2 this didn't happen. I understand he's got the injury, he's healing, but you have a veteran quarterback, put him up in the booth.
Yeah, man.
Let him call out what he sees and let him, you know what I mean?
I love it.
It's what you need to do.
It's a good move.
It's a great move.
If he never plays for the Jets and he does this for them, I think he's still loved by that fan base. So,
oh, he's definitely gonna be loved by the fan. I don't know if the Johnson family's gonna be happy for paying him all that money.
Yeah, I think if it ends up the way it's ending up right now, like, I mean, those are, like you said, they're beating elite teams. That's got to be said.
Well, they are. You're not wrong. They are beating these Super Bowl contenders, but I don't want to take much away from the Jets because the Dolphins see them Black Friday. I mean, this could be, everybody just has that feeling that they're just going to steamroll the Jets. So maybe this is kind of what I want to see as a Dolphins fan. Like, all right, let them shake things up a little bit so we can kind of figure this out. But what I'm nervous about most now for this Sunday night game is it's like playing Tom Brady the week after he loses.
Yeah.
They're going to come out. The Eagles are going to come with a chip on their shoulder.
You're right.
And I'm sure there's a stat out there where the Eagles have won by this much after losing the week before, in prime time. Or
also,
whatever
the fan base is charged up because the Flyers are decent.
Flyers off to a good start. We don't have to talk about the Phillies. We all know what they're doing. You guys get that jam down your throat.
Right.
Monday to Friday, every single waking second. You know what I mean? Like what more can we say about him? I'm nervous. I'm nervous for that aspect.
Yeah.
Because that matters. I mean, that whether you can look at whatever it is on paper, everybody, but I'm telling you, just like you're seeing who gets the spark right before playoffs with baseball and who limps in with the wild card, is if you got momentum or if you had a bad beat, you're coming back with a vengeance. And that worries me a little bit.